Bill Gove is sometimes called the patron saint of the speaking world. He has been responsible for coaching more professional speakers than any other individual in history. Why? Bill Gove has great ideas, and he's willing to share them. 12 years as an executive for 3M, over 2 decades as a professional speaker, and millions of miles of traveling have established Bill Gove as one of America's best-known speakers. When professional speakers need advice, they turn to Bill Gove, as have millions of other professionals over the years. You'll see why.
Bill Gove is often referred to as America's #1 pro salesman. After 25 years of selling and sales management experience with the McCall Corporation, Beech Nut Packing Company, and 3M in St. Paul, Minnesota, Bill started a career of speaking and consulting, which causes him to travel more than 250,000 miles a year, talking to, at, and with the country's leading salesmen and sales executives. In a moment, we're going backstage to meet Bill in person. But first, let's watch him in action before 500 managers, winding up his famous talk, "I like me when I help you like you."
Moses was at the edge of the Red Sea and he was hung up. The water was turbulent, no boats, no bridges. The Egyptians are 8 leagues behind, nipping at him. So Moses got the flock together. He said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I got an idea." He said, "What I'll do, see, is go to the Red Sea there and make a pathway in the middle. We'll go across in safety. Then those Egyptian bums will get in the middle, Drownsville." A little short guy, public relations man with horn-rimmed glasses and a cigar, walked up to him and said, "Mo, baby." He said, "Pull this off, I think I can get you 2 pages in the Old Testament." I had a chance to review 4 or 5 books on selling for a publisher friend of mine. I was quite disappointed, maybe disturbed is a better word, to find out in the thousands of words written about our thing, about selling, I didn't catch once, I didn't read once in all those thousands of words, the word trust. Isn't that interesting? But you know, if you've got this one going for you, that is to say, if you come across to other people as someone who can be trusted, someone who doesn't have to be watched, if you come across as someone who can be trusted, you are flying. You are really flying. You don't have to have much else going for you. On the other hand, if you come across to other people as someone who has to be watched, who has to be checked out every time he says something, then my only suggestion is to you is maybe read all the books you can read and attend all the seminars you can attend and take all the courses you can take, because you're going to need all the help you get. And you know, I feel strongly about this because I've always had to work hard in this trust area. This is not the confessional, but I don't always come across to other people as old, honest Bill, old, straight arrow Bill. And that's not to say that when I leave a dinner party that the host and hostesses, start counting the silverware. I don't mean that.
It gives me a great deal of pleasure today to introduce our Golden Gavel recipient for 1991. Every year, Toastmasters International presents the prestigious Golden Gavel Award to an individual who has contributed significantly to the fields of communication and leadership. In the words of Cavett Robert, this year's recipient, and I quote, "has done as much to make speaking a profession as any person alive." He was the first president of the National Speakers Association and is a member of the International Speakers Hall of Fame. He was recognized as the Speaker of the Year by Meeting Planners International and as Distinguished Speaker of the Year by Sales and Marketing Executives, to name only 2 of his many honors. His more than 5,000 speaking engagements to date rank him as one of the world's most popular speakers. His expertise is constantly in demand by organizations and corporations such as the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, the John Hancock Organization, and the New York Sales Executive Club. He is the father of 3, the grandfather of 4, and the great-grandfather of 2. The title of his talk today is The Power of Positive Doing, and I understand that he has a special story to tell us. If he doesn't tell us the story of the Golden Oldies, I don't think I'll ever forgive him. Please help me welcome the winner of the 1991 Golden Gavel Award, Bill Gove.
This is very important to me. I guess this is the nicest thing that can happen to anybody in this business and for any business as far as that goes. And when it comes from one's peer group, it makes it all the more special. And I see you, even though you don't speak professionally, I see you as a member of my peer group because we have one big thing in common. We're all trying to get better at what many people believe is the most difficult of all the performing arts. Toughest of them all. So thank you, Ed, for the kind words, and thank you all. This is a very unforgettable moment for me. Bring you up to date, my great-grandson's name is Christopher. 4 years old. He spent 2 weeks with us up in Maine this summer. It rained every day, so he's for sale. If you know anybody who wants to buy a blonde, blue-eyed demon, any reason. Paul thought that the parents might get a kick out of this story about my son, Bill Jr. When Billy was a senior in high school, he got picked up for speeding and possession of a six-pack, and I thought I had failed as a parent. I said to my wife, we got a criminal on our hands, your side of the family, because you had an uncle up in Maine who served time. Next morning, George Carlton, a lawyer friend of mine, called and said, what happened to Billy? I think we can keep it out of the paper. He's a good kid. He's playing ball. He's graduating from in June. Never been in any trouble before. I think we could keep it out of the paper. And I said, you do, George, and I'll have you disbarred. I want it in the paper because I want Billy to see it, and I want his friends to see it, and I want the coaches, I want the world to see it. So they put it in the paper and forgot to put the junior. Some things are easy to learn and easy to do, like crying. First thing we do out of the mother's womb. Easy to learn, easy to do. Some things are easy to learn and hard to do, like speaking. We can all talk, but you put an audience in front and rigor mortis sets in. It's easy to learn, but hard to do. Some things are hard to learn and easy to do, like tying your shoelace. Hard to learn, easy to do. Some things are hard to learn and hard to do, like golf. Hard to learn and hard to do. Now here it is. When something is easy to do and you don't remember where you learned it, easy to do, but you don't remember where you learned it, they call that talent. And when you connect your talent with something you love to do, you are in a state of grace. Because now, if you really want something, you'll get it. Because in a very real sense, you already have it. And I'll tell you what else you have. You have my undying gratitude for being such a wonderful audience, and I love you and thank you. Thank you. Thank you. One more time. One more time. Next. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
This way, right around here.
It's over 30 years ago, I was in Chicago, and I had the pleasure of working with a man. I wasn't really involved in this business the way I am now, but I was in this industry. I had been listening to him on records for a good 10 years, and he became a mentor of mine. I have earned millions of dollars in this industry. And, you know, every time I have a real good thing happen to me in this business, he is one of the people that comes back to my mind. His name is Bill Gove. Some time ago, there was a marriage made, I believe, in heaven, because a young guy by the name of Steve Siebold came along, a tennis pro, who was also a public speaker. And Steve Siebold partnered up with Bill Gove. When I heard that, I thought that's the best thing that's ever happened to Steve Siebold. I did not know Steve. But as I got to know these two men, I have found, and I was just talking to Bill yesterday, and I said, you know, it's just as good for Bill as it is for Steve. Somebody was saying that it was the luckiest thing for Bill, and I said, and it's the luckiest thing for Steve. And that's the way real good marriages work. Both people benefit greatly from it.
What I'd like to do is I'd like to bring Bill up without any further delay. And before I do, I would just like to say that what a privilege it has been. And you can imagine what it's been like to be the business partner of Bill Gove, the father of professional speaking. What a privilege and an honor it's been to be his partner. And not only is Bill Gove the genius of this business, without a question, but on January 25th, 2002, he will be 90 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the father of professional speaking, Mr. Bill Gove!
I just want to say that I'm awfully proud. That's a little condescending, but Steve should be very, very proud of himself. He's just a delightful, somebody who wants to be a son, really and truly. Proctor. Bob is one of my favorite all-time people, and the best organized man I think I've ever met. I went up to his room, not going to believe it. I went up to his room this morning to check on the introductions and things like this, and he was reading a copy of the Gideon Bible and penciling in corrections. Steve, did you get that right? Is it 90? You sure? 1912, so you take 2001, 7, 2 to carry. I'll be damned, yeah. I'm too, you know what that means? I'm 2 years older than Arizona. 2 years older than Arizona. But you know, age is just a perception, because we all know people who see themselves as old at 40 and young at 80. I was born in 1912, and a baby born in 1912, the life expectancy was 61. 61. I got a pair of shorts on that are 61 years old. How does it feel? How does it feel to be 90? I don't know. You know, like it did, I think, when I was going to be 80. I won my age group this year. Listen to me. I won my age group in golf up home. 163. I had 160. Yeah, 83. I had 283, and I won for a prize a trophy and a dozen golf balls and a free prostate examination. Won them all. Good prizes.
You're so good. Is this guy good?
Thank you. Thank you.
You know,
Steve! Steve, come on.
one of the greatest rewards in this business is the friends you make. I was listening to this man on records in 1962, 63. I would drive around, some of you have heard me say it, with a battery-operated record player, and I'd listen to Bill Gove. Billy Be Good.
Billy, be yourself.
Billy Be Yourself. That was his son. And I said to Bill one time here a few years ago, I said, you know, I was always trying to figure out who was the best, Ken McFarland or Bill Gove. I mean, they were mega big when I first got around this business. And, of course, I just loved listening to both of them. And Bill said, oh, Ken was the best. If you'd have asked him, he'd have told you that.
Yes, he would. Oh, he was.
This guy has helped more people. And he just a phenomenal human being.